Good afternoon and welcome to the Learn 360 webinar. I am your host, Chris Good from ESU1, and I have Scott McIntosh sitting across the table from me assisting. I can see in the chat that he's already started making fun of me, and I guess that's okay. I will allow him to do that because I know what goes around comes around. He'll have his opportunity to do some presenting in the next couple of weeks on Visual Thesaurus and World Book, and I will get to sit behind the scene and make his life a little interesting. We are recording today's session, and as soon as I receive notification from Adobe Connect, I will be sharing that link with those of you who have attended, and I will also be sending it out to the administrators across ESU1 so they can be sharing the information with their staffs as well. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started in Learn 360, and I'm going to bring up their website. You can locate Learn 360 by going to esu1.org, and you will find on our website, I'll hit that website here real quick, you will find down along about halfway down our screen, you're going to see a link here that says Learn 360. Go ahead and click on that link, and it will take you to the home page of Learn 360. Now, if you have an email account and you are associated with ESU1, you do have access to Learn 360. If you, and most of you that are viewing this today, you are new to your school district, so if you do not know if you've got an account for Learn 360, you need to be having a conversation with your media specialist, or you can reach out to either Scott or me here at the ESU and we can get an account set up for you with your school district. On the launch page of Learn 360, you will see in the upper right-hand corner an area where you will enter in a username and a password. The username is typically the email address that is associated with you. So you can see in my instance here that I've got cgood@esu1.org, and then you will enter in your password. Now, if you are a new user, typically that temporary password is password. So you'll want to enter that information in here, and you'll click on Log In. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account here on Learn 360. And once you're into Learn 360, you'll know you're in the right place. You will see the Nebraska ESU brand up here along the top of the screen. You will see your name as next to this welcome, and then for a large majority of you, you will have two buttons sitting underneath your name, one that says My Learn 360 and the other that says My Preferences. One of the first things that we want to do is we want to customize Learn 360 for you as an instructor. To do that, you click on the My Preferences button. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you have 3 pages where you can customize or set this up specifically for you. On this first page, you have your profile information, which will list your username, an email address, and then of course your password is hidden. And then there's a security question. You notice that these security questions are popping up more and more frequently to prevent people from hacking your accounts. What you will want to do is come down over here along the left-hand side where it says Grades and check the grades that you are responsible for instructing. Once you have your grades identified, along the right side, you're going to see subject areas, and these subject areas are very broad. So if, let's say that you are an English teacher, if you want, you can check just the language arts, and it will select everything underneath language arts and put that into your profile. Or if underneath language arts, maybe you're a reading specialist at your district, you can check reading, uncheck language arts, or excuse me, uncheck language arts and then check reading here, and it will filter based on some of these preferences that you're setting in. Mathematics listed, science and technology is listed, and as you continue to scroll down the screen, go ahead and check the subject areas that you are responsible for. So we'll give you just a couple of seconds here to look through the list and mark off what subject areas you are teaching or interested in. Once you have your selections made, you'll want to click on Save Information, and that will save your profile. The second tab that I want to draw your attention to is the Media tab. So when I click on the Media tab, it's going to allow me to set up preferences based on how I want the media streamed to my computer, how quickly I want it to download, and then what do I want for my default player. If you have Macintosh computers, Apple computers, you will want to select the QuickTime player. If you are working on a Windows machine, you will want to choose the Windows Media Player. Flash Player is kind of a default player. It will launch smaller sized videos. I would, if at all possible, select either QuickTime Player or Windows Media Player. They're a little bit more stable in their performance. Underneath the streaming bit rate, select the medium bit rate, and with your download bit rate, also select medium. With the display announcements, this is a choice for you. If you want to see any special announcements or offerings that Learn360 is advertising for the month, then you will want to leave the announcements feature left on. If you are not interested in that whatsoever, then you'll want to select no. And once again, once you have your preferences set here, you want to click on the Save Information, and it will go through the save process. So you now have your Learn360 customized for who you are. There's one other area that we're going to go to before we actually start to jump into Learn360 and do some searching, and that is found underneath the My Learn360 tab. So I'd like you to come up here to toward the top and click on the My Learn360 button. And this page is going to allow you, come on, it's thinking about it. It's going to allow you to set up some playlist folders. It will allow you to set up classes inside of here. If you want to create some quizzes and assignments, you can do that inside of Learn360. The My Favorites tab, I will show you how that works when we actually get into doing some searching for videos. But what I would like you to do is down here along on the right-hand side where it says My Playlists, if you're in here for the first time, there's probably nothing listed underneath there. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a new playlist. So I'm going to have you click on that Create New Playlist, and it will bring up a dialog box. In here you will want to name this playlist. So if you are an elementary teacher and you are searching for some videos or other media resources to support, maybe you're looking for things on Nebraska history. You can type in Nebraska history and click on Save This Information. And what it's going to do is it's going to add a playlist now in my listings, or in your listings as well, and you will see this Nebraska history playlist. So to see your new playlist, you'll want to click on the My Learn 360 button up here at the top. And when you come back to your page, underneath your playlists, you will now see I've created the Nebraska History playlist, and I can begin to add videos into this playlist for classroom use. So this is one way to create playlists. From my experience with Learn 360, this is the easiest way to do it, is to come into your My Learn 360 and create that new playlist sitting inside of here. If you think there might be another playlist that you would like to create, I'm going to give you about a minute here to go ahead and create another new playlist. And what you'll do is you'll come back up here to this Create New Playlist link. Click on that. So I'll click on it to bring up this screen. And then go ahead and enter in whatever you would like to title that second playlist. So we're going to have two playlists that are created underneath your My Learn 360. Don't forget to save. Once you've saved, you can go ahead and click on that My Learn 360 button. And you now should see that you have two items sitting underneath your My Playlist area. Okay, at this point in time, do we have any questions about creating playlists? Scott will field your questions, and if there are some that he cannot answer, he will share those with me. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. To get back to that initial Learn 360 screen, you can come up here and click on the Home button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Home. And now we're back to the initial Learn 360 page. And there are some items on here that I do want to draw your attention to. Now, I've been very impressed with Learn 360 and the way that they keep this page as accurate as they possibly can. You will find, as you scroll down this page, underneath their featured content, what they do is they will highlight either themes or contributors to Learn 360. The rabbit ears, this is one of the providers of media. They have 64 videos that they've contributed to Learn 360. And if you click on this videos link, it will take you to a listing of all 64 videos produced by Rabbit Ears. Motion Pictures here is another one. They've got new animated content from Motion Pictures, and you can see that they have contributed 402 videos into Learn 360. I didn't realize this until today, that it's National Fruit and Vegetable Month. So they will pull out features, a monthly feature or a specific holiday feature, and they will provide video links and articles for you to use as to investigate if this is some content that you're wanting to pull into your classroom. So please make sure that you take just a few minutes when you're hitting Learn 360 and see what kind of featured content that they have available. Another very nice feature that I like is the calendar, because I as a teacher always like to use some bit of history or trivia in my classrooms for the specific day of the month. If I click on this full events calendar, it will pull up the month of September. And you can see that they have placed links in here to acknowledge either famous people's birthdays or holidays or certain events that occurred in history. So, you know, saw that today was the first day of autumn. Anything that is in blue is a clickable link. So if I click on first day of autumn, it will bring up a listing of resources available to me to use in my classroom. You can see that, and we'll move into this, you can see that with these videos, some of them have this icon underneath here that says resource. So there is either a teacher's guide that is accompanying this or some type of student activity that is tied to this particular video. The title of the video is expressed, and it's also a clickable link, and you can see the grade level as well as the time. The producer is listed at the bottom along with the copyright, and then we also have a short synopsis of what this video entails. So as I scroll down through here, you can see that they've got several videos available that are all related to the season of fall. So that's a nice feature with the calendar. All right, I'm going to go and head back home here real quick and draw your attention to just a couple of more things along this left-hand side. If you would like to subscribe to the Learn 360 newsletter, you can click right here, and they will push out information about new items that have been added to Learn 360, or if there are upcoming holidays, they will highlight those holidays with video resources available to you. Because you've set some of that preference information up in Learn 360, my thought is, and I can't testify to this, but my thought is they will try and gear some of this communication and relate it specifically to your content or grade level. Here is one that you really want to focus in on, and that's the Support Center. They conduct live webinars as well as what we're doing here. They also have some quick start guides, but what is really kind of nice are the video tutorials. So as you get in and start to use Learn 360 and want to learn more about some of the enhanced features of Learn 360, I would encourage you to go ahead and click on the video tutorials. They have information in there on how to set this up for a class where you have students actually coming in and using Learn 360. The assignments and the assessments piece, they're also addressed underneath the video tutorials. All right, so what's so cool about Learn 360? The really cool thing is this is a nice repository filled with several thousand pieces of media, and it's because of the vastness of what it has to offer, we have to have ways in order to go about conducting some searches. So there are three basic ways to do a search in Learn 360. One of the easiest ways, and if you have time, is to click up here in the keyword search bar and type in a particular topic or keyword. So maybe I am doing some research, or I'm going to have my students do some research on whales. So I can type the keyword whales in the top, and notice it's already beginning to offer some suggestions. Are you wanting powered wind tunnels? Are you wanting just whales? Are you wanting to talk about the Bay of Whales? I just want whales. So I'm going to come down here and click on whales and hit search. And now Learn 360 is going out and looking through all of the resources that they have that have a tag with whales. And you can see that I have 339 hits on the topic of whales. Now you might be thinking, well, that's really good, you know, but maybe I want to refine this search. There are two ways that you can refine your search. You can actually come over here and use the navigation bar along the left-hand side and begin to narrow down your search. So this is one way to do it. Maybe I want to look in science and technology because I'm a science teacher, and so I want to narrow it down to this field. So I clicked on science and technology, and it did. It narrowed it down to 185 results. The next way to filter this information is to come and look at the grade level. I teach fourth grade. So I'm going to put the checkbox in 3 through 5, and it's going to continue to filter down. I'm down to 111 topics or hits. Other things that I can do with underneath these related search terms, maybe there's a specific type of whale that I'm looking for, excuse me, looking for. So I can use these links. I can also determine, do I want a full video, which means that the video that you're looking at may be 20 to 30 to 50 some minutes. If you want to look for short videos, these might be anything that range from 1 minute to approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe you're just looking for a sound, what the sounds that the whales make. If I were Dory off of Finding Nemo, I could probably talk whale to you right now, but I won't entertain you with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on humpback whales because that will help to narrow down my search. And now I have 23 items in my search. Now I'd like you to notice along the top, we call these breadcrumbs. Here are the filters or the pieces of bread that I've laid along the path as I've done my searching on whales. You'll see that the search text was whales. I drilled down into the subject area of science and technology. I drilled farther down into the grades 3 through 5, and I've also taken it even farther and used humpback whales. You will notice the red X's next to these. If your search becomes too narrow, you can X out one of these filters and it will begin to broaden out that search then. All right, so here's one on humpback whales. It's grades 3 through 5 and my run time is 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and it's going to bring up. It's bringing up the video and you'll notice that it automatically launches. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. I'm going to bring up my volume. You have some great information, information sitting underneath this video piece. The first thing is I know that this video is 3 minutes in length. And here is a very brief synopsis of what this video clip has or what it's addressing. I also know that the copyright is 2011, which makes it relatively current. Underneath resources, if there is any kind of a handout or a teacher's guide, you will see this located underneath the resources tab. Underneath standards, here's what usually sells teachers. I can expand the state standards, and if this had addressed a science standard for Nebraska, you would see that listed there. I will show you how to search based on state standards. The last piece is the citations piece. So if you have students that are doing research and they are going to pull information from media, they can actually use these citations. There's MLA, APA, and the Chicago style listed here, and they can copy and paste this information into their research paper. So that's another nice feature. Now remember we had the playlist created. I've got this humpback whales and I want to add this into a playlist because I've watched the video, I like it, I want to use it. I can click on Add to Playlist and I can choose which folder I want to drop this into. So I'm going to drop this into this Science 3 folder and go ahead and click on Add. And you will see in red that it now says this has been added to my Science 3 folder. I also told you that I would talk to you about favorites. Favorites is like bookmarking with a web browser. If I click on Add to Favorites, it's bookmarking this video for me, and when I go back into the My Learn 360, it will appear in my favorites list. So that's how that works. If I want to show this in my classroom, this works just like YouTube works. You will see as I hover over this that I have this icon here which will allow this to go to full screen. So I'm going to full screen, and here is the video. and it has the controls along the bottom for the volume, and I can click on that smaller to diminish the size of the video on my screen. All right. That's how to do a keyword search. Now, I told you that there would be two other ways. One is to do an advanced search. So I click on the advanced search up here toward the top. And the advanced search works just exactly like the navigation bar along the left-hand side of the screen, where I can specifically say, this is what I'm looking for. So now maybe underneath my keyword search, maybe I want to do something on the Civil War. So I'm going to type in Civil War. I'm going to narrow this down to social studies. And with the grade level, let's say that I'm working with a high school class. Underneath my media format, maybe I want to find some full-length videos. So I'll check full-length videos, and maybe I want to find some short videos as well. So you can see you can select multiple items. Publisher, I'm going to leave this with the publisher. If there's a specific publisher you really, really like, you can come in here and find them. Same with the series. The copyright, I'm going to leave that open. And language. I can come in here. If you have students who are wanting to learn a foreign language, or you have foreign exchange students, you can go in here and establish a language of the video. If you have students with hearing impairment or visual impairment, you can also tell it specifically that you're looking for those that are only closed caption or those with only titles with audio. All right, I'm going to go ahead and search, and we'll see what we've come up with here. And again, Learn 360 is going out, and based on the search criteria that I've put up, they are bringing in videos. Now notice I said Civil War, so it's got the Spanish Civil War listed in here. So if you're looking for the American Civil War, you will need to denote that. All right, so here is a full-length video. My runtime is 29 minutes, a little over 29 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pause that. And I want to talk about one thing that you're seeing here, and this is the download button. We do have an agreement with Learn 360 that you can download video clips to the hard drive of your computer and run them from there. If at any point in time we terminate our agreement with Learn 360, all of the media clips that you have saved will go bye-bye. Because the agreement with Learn 360 has been terminated, you no longer have rights to those videos. All right, so that was how to conduct an advanced search. The last thing I'm going to talk about real quick here is browsing based on standards. So you have a Browse Standards icon. You come here and select the state standards, and then given whatever content area you are instructing in, I'm going to choose mathematics and expand mathematics. And then I can go based on grade level, so I'll choose 8th grade. And here are the Nebraska standards. Now notice these are the overarching standards. They're not down to the indicators. These are the overarching standards. But in parentheses, you see how many resources are available to support learning in those state standards for math. And I can click on that link, and it will take me into the resources that are available. And you can begin to work through the list and see what is going to work best. Now, the last thing I want to show you is this resource. When you see this resource underneath the video, you know that there is either a lesson plan or a student activity tied to that. All right, that was the down and dirty on Learn 360, and I've talked for almost 30 minutes, which to Scott is probably not amazing because he hangs out with me all the time. But what I do want to do is I want to open this up to any questions that you guys may have. about Learn 360. We've got just a very brief amount of time left. Again, I just want to remind you that this is being recorded, and I will share the link to the recording with you. Okay, I've either overwhelmed them, or this webinar was so totally awesome that they are stunned, stunned into silence.
Let's go with the second one.
Okay. Oh, someone is typing. Oh, yes, Joan, yeah. Thanks, Joan. Okay, folks, I know it's 4:30, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And once again, I just want to reiterate that the link to this video will be shared. So thank you for attending, and I hope that you found this webinar valuable. Enjoy the rest of your week.